What are they? Well, honestly, it's not like something like a major thing, but you know, life happens. I wouldn't say it's like like shocking, amazing, or horrible. I don't know. I'm just saying it aloud. Anyways, welcome everyone. My name is Revan. I stream 4 days a week, Tuesdays to Fridays from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I technically been streaming a little bit late, so that's on me. Hey, pancake Lord, because it's more of a habit. But welcome in, Pancake Lord. How you doing? How was your weekend? Hopefully everything went well and you had a fantastic weekend. But yeah, what I was saying, from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
It's non-toxic. If we're going to live here, someone has to take the plunge and actually try to eat things.
And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and all those sort of jazz.
Don't do it, Suvi.
You told on me. I thought we were friends. You, sir, are uninvited from all my parties.
Actually, give me a second. I'm probably going to hit myself, depending on how things goes. But, it wouldn't hurt to try, I think that's the best thing I can say. And if I get removed, I'll get removed. I forgot to change the title on that one. That is on me. Summer's almost done. I know, summer's almost done. But hopefully everything is going to go well. I know some people doesn't really like what's it called? Summer, because it just gets too hot. So yeah, and sometimes it's just people that enjoys like cold weather is just happy about that. Like it doesn't really matter to me. I personally like summer, but mainly because I like the heat. But like the whole like a school concept is probably not like really something that applies to me anymore. As much as I kind of want to. Also, just out of habit and preferences. But how is everybody doing this weekend? For anybody that's watching the bot, and and all the sort of jazz, or the week, or the day, depending when you're watching this. Because everybody that watches content like in a different, their own time or pace, and that's totally understandable. Shadows. I honestly don't really see the point of like telling me if I want to bring the
entering atmosphere.
I want to call it the Nomad. I don't think that's the name of it. I don't think. Wait, have I been to Havarl yet? I'm pretty sure I was. I'm pretty sure I was yesterday. Not yesterday. Friday. Because there was no really a big difference in things. I was supposed to go back to Iron. Now that I think about it. Because there isn't like in a lot of I want to say evolution in terms of how things are progressing in terms of the world building per se. So, yeah. Because
Leaving
I feel like
Register's
once you
Pathfinder.
reach a certain degree on like certain like level of gameplay, like things just doesn't go the way that you expect to go. I guess, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't make sense. I'm probably just talking gibberish.
Giles said he wanted to see you.
You know what? I'll go check on Joel. Hopefully there's no naked scenes. Because that'll be... It wouldn't be traumatizing, but it would be a tough situation for, you know, YouTube.
Joel? Not talking to me? I get it. I can't imagine how you're feeling. I'll just go.
Don't. You saved the Moshai. I won't forget that.
I may seem tough, but I have a good shoulder.
That's kind. You're kind. I really miss my family at times like these. Are you close to your family?
You talk about family a lot.
Really? I guess it's just part of our culture. Our families are large, and we share our parents with the community. We all have many mothers.
My family's small.
And are you close?
Wait, so you're telling me that the Angara is like a giant polyfamily? That is impressive. I wasn't expecting that sort of thing. So, would that make the Moshe like his mother and mentor? Or would they just be a mentor? That's a little bit confusing and interesting for some reason.
I am. My mom and dad are dead. My sister's really sick. She's on the Nexus. I'm kind of an orphan at the moment.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, this random collection of Tempest oddballs can feel like family sometimes.
Yeah. I never really felt I had a purpose. But here, I do.
What about the Resistance?
My place in the Resistance is not what I'd like.
But that kid on Aya looked up to you.
Sure. But you are going to do something important, Ryder. I feel it. This is where I should be.
You bring a lot to the team.
Thank you. I look forward to even more adventures.
More adventures. What's that? I guess I just imagined that out. I assume I saw a prompt, and that's why I was just going back to it, but I guess I was wrong. I'm assuming that. Let me... You were right. You probably won't remember me, but I stopped you on the Nexus and bent your ear about the Angara on our station. You told me to get to know them, and I've done my best to. They seem thoughtful and worth of our trust, so yeah, you should keep doing what you're doing. Good luck out there. Mildred Wumsis? Probably going to butcher the name. That's not the plan I want to go. Maybe it's just me, but I really feel like I'm slightly upset on the idea that there aren't that many aliens besides the Angara and the cast. Because I really was looking forward to play like this game on like when it was getting released. Mainly because it was like, oh,
The Scourge's drag on the ship.
At least it keeps Aya hidden.
I remember like conversations about it. Hey, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day, beautiful night, fantastic evening. And yeah. So I was still saying, I'm like, also really looking forward to this game, and I do apologize for the number. That was a mistake that I forgot to edit. That's on me. My apologies. I was really looking forward to the game, mainly because of that aspect that it was like just fantasize of like Andromeda, like new aliens to interact, new stories to tell, and what was the last one? There was one more. Maybe it was because I was like young and whatnot, but the idea of like romancing like new aliens, just kind of like I was like, yes, I'm in. But like now that the game was released and you know it's been I want to say maybe over 7 years. I could be wrong. Leave it or take, maybe a decade. I don't know when the game was released. Point being, it's been a while. So yeah. And I'm still upset about the quarantine. I was hoping to, you know,
Stars and skies light our way.
read more than a book.
Stars and skies light our way.
She knows how to play to a crowd.
She's the Moshai.
Welcome home. I never thought I'd see it again. Without the Resistance and the Pathfinder, I wouldn't be here.
We made a good team.
The Pathfinder destroyed the enemy's fortress, but thousands of us died in chains. We have a lot to talk about.
I promised to lead the Pathfinder to Aya's vault.
Andromeda came out on March 21, 2017. Thank you so much for that. So it's been about 7 years, roughly, live it or take? Yeah, 7 years. Man, that feels a long time. Been a while how time flies. I feel like just yesterday. Honestly, yeah. Like it feels early enough, but I graduated from high school back on 2014. And it doesn't feel like 10 years by now. It's just feel like maybe like 2-3 years. And dude, like time flies. That's like the most impressive thing. Before we realize time is just gone. Huh.
The sooner I learn what's special about that place, the faster I can fix EOS.
Then get on with it.
I'll prepare the vault for your arrival. A shuttle will bring you to me when it's ready.
Thank you, Moshai.
We've been alone against the Ket for too long. You've proven it doesn't have to be that way. It's time we discussed an alliance between our people.
Would it be fine if I refer you as Hiver? Just double checking on that. In case that, you know, I address you as such. If that's not fine, then I'm totally cool with it. Just double checking on that.
Might want to ask your resistance leader how he feels.
If I don't like where the discussion goes, I'll end it.
Agreed. We'll provide an embassy for the initiative here on Aya.
We'll make room for you on the Nexus.
Our city is open to you. Join us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well done, Joel. Report for reassignment. I need to stay with the Pathfinder.
It's supposed to be Hive Rhythm, but Hiver is a fine name. Oh, as I get it now. I get it. My bad. I don't know why my first thought was Hiver. I don't know why. I'm sorry about that. But I don't know. I feel like Hiver kind of sounds cool, but at the same time, my apologies. That's my mistake.
I'm here to cooperate. Whatever you decide, I'll work with it.
You're set on this. It's the right thing to do. I see the benefit. Request granted. I'll need to file a mission report. Don't leave Aya without me.
Okay, you're not the first one to to think that. I appreciate it. Thank you. First travel station. There's a few. No, that one. There were a few things that I wanted to complete. where you're from. I'm from America. If you're asking, like, my personal nationality is Mexican, but my English accent doesn't even establish the American accent or the Mexican accent, because Mexicans have like I feel like a distinct accent, and they're like, let me think about it the best way I can put it, without sounding like too Mexican. How you doing now, or like what's it going, my friend, or something like that. That's like probably the best thing I can do as like with a Mexican accent. Again, not trying to be like sound weird about it, but I feel like most of the Mexican has like a weird I wouldn't say weird accent, but like a unique accent per se.
You came back.
I have bad news. Your supplier, Keldo, the Ket got him.
Thank you for confirming how he died. You have his supplies?
Keldo ran weapons for the Resistance. You were his contact.
Good. Continue.
Ephra asked you to test me, see how I'd handle myself.
I told him you were smart.
The Ket had your weapons. I got them back.
Yes, all of them. And Keldo's killer's dead. This is good. You're honest, Pathfinder. Reliable. I'll tell Ephra you did well.
I feel correct me if I'm mistaken, but I feel like every like person that speaks a different language have like seems like they're talking pretty quick when they're speaking Spanish when initial pressure. Not sure if all Spanish speakers tend to speak that way. Each Spanish speaker speaks different. Like, because I don't know. I think a good example is how Gabriel Iglesias was talking about how each Mexican was talking in differently. That was, I think, really impressive, because like that kind of gives like a better definition on how each not Mexican, Spanish speaking country like address it on Spanish, because we may speak the same language, but there are certain things that we say differently, and the accent is still different, if that makes sense. And I also believe that whoever's or whatever language you probably hear might be sounding like fast, mainly because the ear is not used to it. I could be wrong.
I appreciate it. I do want our people to get along, help each other.
You proved it. This time at least. Need to get the weapons where they belong, but Keldo would want me to help you. I have things you can use, and I want to see your credits for myself. Trade?
Perhaps I tend to speak it slowly in general. I think it might be the case. Because I don't know if I'm speaking like fast or slow. Because people tells me that I speak fast when I speak English, and it makes my speaking comprehension really difficult for people to know what I'm saying. And there's also like the accent part, which just flies anywhere. Because I've been told I sound German, Russian, Greek, apparently. I think the Spanish. I think that was the last one.
Think I'm getting the better deal. All you walk away with is a number.
True. But who knows what that number will be worth someday. My inventory's open to you. Anything you need.
I didn't speak slow in general. It's about middle speed, which is good enough to understand. Thank you. Wait, what is this? Fluid, titanium. I'm probably just gonna hold off on the materials until I find maybe something that I can do, such as research. Not over here. Wait, is this lead somewhere? Oh.
Viliev, she's back. The aliens,
Sometimes speaking quick is good to carry across information fast. It kinda is. I think it also depends on what exactly you're telling. I'm Russian American myself. Oh, that's interesting. So, you don't have to answer this question, but do you also speak Russian? Just out of pure curiosity. The following items are clear for immediate shipment to Bold. 3 crates solar heaters replacement parts mix. 4 cases freeze-dried nutrients paste. 2 crates GD-75 ammunition explosive rounds. 6 crates reinforced heat-retaining synthetic fabric. This item has been quarantined pending for captain review. 3 unmasked cases of Marshall bottle case dates unknown. My love, I never planned to leave. Each moment I spent with you only brought my joy, even though you never understood what you mean to me. There were moments I could have shown you how I really feel, but I wasn't brave enough. Not that you could have accepted me. Now I have to go. I don't think I'm coming back. I hope for a day when we owe nothing to anyone. I dream of a moment when we found each other again and claimed the lives we always should have led. Message ends here. Well, I live in the USA most of my life, but parents taught me a bit of Russian improves when I went to Russia a couple of times decades ago. Oh, it's not very advanced, but I can hold a conversation. That's good. I feel like there's something that I wanted to ask, but it just flew out of my head. What was it? And I used to understand a lot of words with some exceptions. I get it. I kind of felt the same way to some degree myself with Spanish. Mainly because I guess accent's just like a dead giveaway. I speak in Spanish myself. But over the time of like just talking in English and just staying away from what's it called? I guess you can probably call it my own culture. My Spanish have deteriorated to a certain degree. I need the B vanadium. That's what I need. That's why when it comes to like me speaking Spanish, I just kind of like I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying in certain things, but I'm like I think I can understand it.
My ship's almost here. Last chance to trade before I go.
So
Let's
I'm
see what you
looking
got.
for vanadium. Pretty sure you have it, or not? I don't think you have vanadium, do you? No, you don't. That's normal. How to keep it speaking the ability when you're outside the country and reading ability retains better. Something I didn't knew honestly. But that probably is more comprehensible than I thought it would be. Mainly because like I haven't read what's it called? Spanish like books in any recently, and like the most that at least in some sort of like media that I've heard is like dramas, like Mexican dramas. Bold Victory Drive. Bold people desperately need basic supplies. If your family can spare nutrients based on news, clothing, on outdoor survival gear, machine parts, tools, extra weapons, and ammunition, it could make the difference between life and death for those resistant the cat. Conquest, please donate items in the nearest Victory Drive states of your residential complex. Masha Jeffa has returned. The rumors are true. Our beloved Masha Jeffa has been rescued from the cat by brave members of the resistance aided by the Milky Way visitors. The Masha is recovered and in good spirits. Reminder from Governor Paranshi. You may you may see initial visitors on Aya on the days ahead. Don't be alarmed. They are here as guests. Remain vigilant and report suspicious activity to Aya security, but do not attempt to confront or restrain anyone yourself. Resistance recruitment. Oh. What's your favorite song? I It's gonna be like a little bit of a funny thing because like I'm like English is, well, it depends actually. It depends on the language because for the Spanish there's called what was it? I haven't listened to it in a good minute. I think it's called in English it would be like a November without you, but in Spanish it's called Noviembre sin ti. Which is some sort of like I want to say like a telling of a guy or girl who broke up with their partner, and during the November of month, he just like reminiscing of like the things that they had together and all that kind of stuff. For English, I'd probably say, I want to say Castle of Glass by Linkin Park, but I also like what was the name of it? There was another artist. It's literally the rapper from Linkin Park, but he has his own solo stuff, and I gotta look it up. Give me a second. Now I gotta look it up. I want to say Open Door. Open Door by Mike Shinoda is probably one of my favorites in English music. For the Japanese music, as I do mention, I really listen to Japanese music, is Daisy by Stereo Die Foundation. So, yeah. And I'm still exploring like new genres or languages. So if there's like any artist that you may be like, oh, this might sound interesting, just let me know, dude. Like I'm open. Like I want to say like an open mind mentality when it comes to music. So anything is like, welcome in. Recent Victor assembled has support renewed public interest in joining the resistance. Volunteer sign up increased 500% over last year. Efra the Tarshav encourages everyone, regardless of age, talents, or experience, to submit to a resistance recruitment screening. Archaeologists working at a dig site at Havaro in several southern continent were forced to abandon their camp when a freak tendril of scourge energy pierced the atmosphere above their locations. No injuries were reported, but the team leader stated the group lost years of research in the event. I like obvious New Zealand electronic music, more of an instrument guy myself. There's some really good instrumentals, but this is more of like soundtracks for like anime. The guy that makes the soundtracks for what is his name? What was his name? I don't think I remember his name, but it was the guy that made the Keikan Sensen soundtracks. I really love his music. I like vocals too, just more picky. That's totally fine. Like everybody has preference when it comes to music. Like music has been like something that I've been listening to as more of a passion thing, rather than like, oh, this is just okay, moving on. Like I even bought a bass, I just never learned how to play it. But that's eventually, hopefully, eventually, I get a chance to do that someday. Must be about the locations. Reporting the team leader. Okay. Kadara Port Trouble Advisory. Cargo ships and transported vessels crews are reminded that Kadara Port remains high-risk travel zone. No official business have been sanctuated with the desert and contact with the Milky Way. Immigrants living on Kadara is strongly discouraged. Put on a drum machine, a snare, on a 2 and a 4 and a slap away. I play bass, bass. Haven't touched it in years, but bass is a great way to go. Dude, I love basses. I think when I was in high school, it was like my main thing. Like guitar is cool, but basses were like something that I find interesting. Mainly because at the time I felt like it was simple. Then I just procrastinated. That's what me, man. It's like an easy instrument, in my opinion. Honestly, it kind of is. I kind of want to say maybe the drums are also easy to start. I also want to say drums are also easy to start with, mainly because it pretty much sets the momentum of the whole song. Obviously, if you're Jacob Pastorius, it's not as simple. Wait, isn't it that the guy that makes YouTube videos and is just like slap bass or something like that? I could be wrong on the reference, but you know, correct me if I'm mistaken on that. Looking for a level 7 starship engineer, experience repairing to maintain Bowstead. You've thrusters is required. We will work for extended travel periods lasting up to 6 weeks or more. Basic zero gravity combat training preferred but can be learned on the job. Meal prep skills and engaging conversation style applies. Must be clean. Submit application to Captain Samajer Doctorate. He's an old guy, jazz, instantly technical finger bass. I suck at keeping time with drums. Dude, actually, do you have any artists that you can say that you may recommend for jazz? Or at least like some sort of like modern version of jazz. I don't mind if it's like a mixed up jazz with like a different genre. Cause like jazz is probably one of those few genres that I have yet to find properly. Just my opinion. We rose from nothing to touch the stars, made homes in many worlds. Do not mourn when the cat stole from us. Celebrate what still remains. All things reach their end and make way for new life to fill the void. The world and people we lose will return in time. Family grows forever. We dedicate this garden to those who are not here with us, but who will one day return. This place is for them. Mr. Martin and Wood are excellent. I have trouble listening to jazz, but occasionally it's really funky. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. I was saying, like, I listen to like a variety of genres, even if it is like kind of a whole different language. I'm pretty cool with it. Like I think recently I found a band called Fear Loading in Las Vegas, and they're like techno mixed with like screamo, and that sounds so cool. Oh, like a bolt. Cool. So yeah, like I like genre mixing. Dude, I love my genre mixing. It's like just something unique about it that just makes things different and fun.
The Moshai will be waiting for you at the vault.
Well, I'm here. Maybe we can talk?
Of course. I owe you that. When I first escorted you through our city, I wasn't sure it was the right thing, but you proved I was wrong to doubt. No, more than that. What was done to my people. You made sure no more will suffer exaltation.
Usually jazz is still jazz for me, but I'll appreciate a song every once in a while. For example, I do get it. There are some songs I really appreciate. I think usually he's very dry though. Those Jacob 17 Town Life very funky. I'll check it out. I think one of the bands that might not be jazz, but it's more funk or funky is Ali. That's a Japanese band. And supposedly it's composed by like these members by like people that are like half Japanese, half something else. Um, I think like the vocalist is like half Japanese, half I want to say American, if not Portuguese. Yeah, that's the name, Ali.
We're in this together. The initiative wants to help.
I want to believe it. You're so different from the cat. What can I do for you?
I got funk is my main genre, so I'll have to check them out. I don't know if you watch like anime, but if you have seen Jujutsu Kaisen, like the first season or the first half of the first season, the ending that makes the song of that is that band, if that makes sense. So I'll have to check them out.
So, what do you do for fun around here?
The Tavatan is a popular spot for recreational activity.
Right, but what do you do? Can't work all the time.
Productivity is the best form of relaxation.
It's also a great way to get stressed out.
You sound like my brothers. All 10 of them.
10?
And 8 sisters. They're not allowed to bother me at work.
I know some famous animes, but don't know much. I probably can say that there are some really good ones, but it just depends on what like exactly you're looking for. Medeski, Martin, and Woods is jazz funk. Oh, I'm gonna check them out once I'm done with the stream. Cause let me just pull up a quick Google Docs on my laptop. And yeah, I could probably use this. Just give me a second. I know it's probably going to be a little bit on the what's it called, on the negligent aspect of like the stream, because it's technically a gaming stream. New Planet is my favorite song, but by them. Mainly because it's a gaming stream and I should be focusing on the game and not sort of jazz. But I don't know, like just talking about music just sounds more fun for some reason. That's just me, though.
10 brothers and 8 sisters. You have a big family.
I've always thought of it as average. How many siblings do you have?
Just one. My sister, Sarah.
What happened to the others?
Our parents only had 2 children. Underachievers.
That sounds relaxing. When my family gets together, the noise is like standing next to our largest waterfall. My mother says I became governor, so people would have to listen to me.
Is she right?
Always.
Oh, good, man. Do you think? I appreciate it.
What's it like being responsible for a whole planet?
I suspect it's like being the Pathfinder. Some days it's a burden. Most of the time, I know I'm where I should be.
How did you become governor? Do your people elect leaders by popular vote?
If by vote, you mean argue loudly until one candidate remains? Then yes. I got here because I was willing to endure and fight for the obligations that come with my office.
Is there time in your busy schedule to meet someone special?
Everyone is special to me, in their own way.
Not what I meant.
Oh, no. That isn't a priority right now. Someday, maybe.
I thought that was part of like the whole governor family thing. So my monkey brain just was like relationship, and then I just realized that it was like romance option, which is one of those romance options that just completely flat out shout words. Time to romance this alien. Pretty much.
I sense tension between your government and the Resistance. Who's actually in charge?
Ephra likes giving orders, right until the actual work of running a city starts. The Resistance is good at protecting us from the Ket, but our people need more. I've learned to indulge Ephra's need for control, just often enough to maintain my own.
Dude, I just remember something. So I played well, I used to play D&D with my friends, mainly because why I stopped playing it with friends is just a whole different reason, a whole different story. But point being, when I started playing D&D with my friends, we had an encounter where, we had an encounter that I literally just told like my GM was like, I want to seduce this character, and he's like, okay, go ahead. I roll, and I think I can't remember what I had, but I think it was like a nat 20, and my friend was like, okay, so what are you telling her? And I was like, shoot, I don't know what to think, and in the most awkward way, I was like, I like your tail. It's either the tail or the horns. And the guy was like, and he was like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it. And I had a different role, choose to get another what's it called, seduction thing, and that was mainly for discounts. And I got a thing like a nat 1 or something like that, like a really low like roll. And I was like, I don't know, I like your I think I said it was like some sort of like a body part, I think. And they just look at me like, what the heck? I think it was like the horns, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. And the character that he was portraying as, he was like, dude, what? That's offensive to my race. I just remember that for some reason.
I'm hoping you can get me on Ephra's good side.
If I knew how to do that, my job would be much simpler.
Sometimes it seems like you two don't get along at all. And other times...
He's a brilliant tactician and inspiring leader. We just disagree on what's best for our people. He believes secrecy and isolation keep us safe.
What do you believe?
We can't defeat the Ket alone. And neither can your initiative.
I have a few questions about your culture.
I'm happy to answer them.
Don't take this the wrong way, but this isn't your only city, right?
Not at all. Vold and Havarl both have several large population centers. Aya has numerous residential areas similar to this.
Are these places open for visitors?
In time, perhaps.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame you at all. Because I think I was supposedly either persuasion or like seduction. One of those like two possible outcome. And and everybody just started laughing out. There was also like a handful of stories I can probably come up with my D&D experiences. But you know, I think it's like a totally to stay at the right time type of thing. I could be wrong. Seduction will fall under persuasion, in my opinion. I think that's a little bit of like a tricky situation, I think, because it doesn't really have a spot, but persuasion can potentially apply. I believe base charisma can also apply, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong on that one.
I've noticed that you, Ephra, and Jal all speak with different accents.
When the Scourge first struck, there were many Angaran worlds. They were separated for centuries. We developed divergent cultures and dialects. Ephra was born on Vold, and Jal is from Havarl.
What about you?
The cat left my homeworld in ruins. Those who survived were forced to flee. We found a refuge on Aya. My family helped settle this world.
Yeah, this seems to make sense. Seems reasonable. Yeah, I think it was when I'm in the mood, I play pen and paper with friends on Discord. But currently, I like patience for those games. No, I get it. I think my most recent game just didn't turn out well, and yeah, I'm not really going to divulge details about it because whatever happened. Um, but yeah, it just didn't went well, and I just felt like I was getting fed up. Um, and I think it was more of like maybe an issue between me and the GM and a few others, because there was also people like were like, maybe not. But whatever the GM like is going, playing with a good group of friends makes a huge difference. It does, honestly, because when I was playing with my friends, like everything was like jokes, giggles, like going off rails when it comes to like things we say, because there's like that level of comfortability between each other. But when I was playing on a different table, and I had a friend with me as well, and from the same table as my friends, it just didn't really click. There was like issue after issue that at least me and my friends were seeing, and it felt like a little of a mess. And I'm just gonna say this. Hopefully, it just never happens. But if the GM ever seen this, like I hope that the GM is doing well. That everything is going well for the GM. So, yeah, that's like I'm gonna put it as gentle as it is because I don't want issues with with a person if that a person ever comes across of this like 20 years later.
Aya seems important to the Angara.
Aya is paradise. This world is a gift. We created the Vassals so everyone could enjoy this place, if only for a short time.
The Vassal?
The time of change. Aya's resources are too limited for our entire population to live here. We each earn the privilege of spending a few years on Aya. When our time is up, we leave to make room for someone new. The cycle repeats throughout our lives.
Will you have to leave?
Someday. For now, Aya needs me.
Oh yeah, and I'm just gonna clarify this. Like I also have played like different tabletop games, from Cyberpunk to Shadowrun, even though that's still confusing to me. Call of Cthulhu, and I want to say a little bit of Blaze in the Dark, but I haven't found like an actual table that goes smooth. Mainly because like after like 1 or 2 sessions, the game just disbanded for like X reason. I usually enjoy Call of Cthulhu. I play Call of Cthulhu for a good minute. The GM was super fun. I really liked the GM, and the people was also fun. But it kind of just fall apart because of schedules. But other than that, it was really a fun experience. I do hope that the GM is doing well. He's honestly probably my favorite GM that I have gotten. Or at least one of my favorite GMs.
Your people revere the Moshai. What did she do to earn that?
After the Scourge, our civilization was in ruins. Those who led the rebuilding were thinkers, experts, and inventors. The Moshai is the greatest scientific mind of our generation. She led us to a new age of technological innovation. When the Ket attacked, she studied their technology, learned their tactics.
You owe your survival to her.
We owe her everything, and we'll do anything to protect her.
Yeah, lots of people can be happen, kind of happen with pen and paper, and sometimes random can be quite funny. Yeah, like I like having
Thanks for your time.
Ishare, Pathfinder.
I like playing games with random people at times, because they bring like a fresh perspective. But it can also be a little bit stressful because you don't know how comfortable they are with certain things that you say or do with like your usual friends. So it's a little bit of a nervous situation, in my opinion. Also, welcome in for. Hopefully, you're having a great day, beautiful night, fantastic evening. But yeah, dude, like pen and paper games are fun. Probably my favorite tabletop game so far right now is Cyberpunk Red. Mainly because I don't know, like Cyberpunk, it's fun. I don't know why.
Our laws need revising now that you're here.
Pathfinder? As you can imagine, your arrival raised concerns from Aya's people.
Never tried. I heard heists can be really fun in Cyberpunk. They are. It depends on the GM as well. Because I don't know how certain GMs does things. So far the three GMs that I have gotten, they play like differently. One of them is like less combat wise. The other one was like more dangerous, deadly wise, and the other one was like, let's see how this goes. But it's really fun, and I think the beauty of it is that if your character dies, then make a new one. Whatever you make or whatever you lost is gone, unless you can recover like the body of your previous character using your, like, let's say, team allies. Is a possibility. I think a good example of that really enjoy from Cyberpunk is the PvP is encouraged. Because you aren't like a party set up to be together. You are just doing your own thing, trying to survive. One of the heists that we were supposed to be pulling off, we had like a new member because the guy's character died on the previous session, so he brought a new one. In that session, he was assigned to kill my character, and during the middle of the technically a shootout, he's like, "Oh, this guy saying his regards," and shoots me, and the other guys are like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And then start going like against each other, and it was really fun. Dude, like that was probably the most fun, the funnest thing that I've ever seen. Mainly because like it's not like swords and daggers; it's like guns. That I think that's like the main thing that like I enjoyed the most. When like Shadowrun that has more things to like put into it. Sounds like chaos, dude. It's like a fun chaos. And SMGs, dude. I love Cyberpunk. I think the funniest thing about it is that my character was a tech, and we never had a driver, and a nomad. That's what they were. So a tech has to be the driver for literally everything. SMGs are also fun. Now that they're releasing the Cyberpunk Edge Runners kit, like they're going to be expanding more on that. So I'm really looking forward to that. So hopefully everything goes well.
I thought I'd proven they have nothing to worry about.
You are one person. They want the Nexus to hear our voices. We've set up terminals in the city so people can leave messages for your people on the Nexus. I'd appreciate if you take a look and forward their communications to your people.
Oui, Frenchie. Oui, Frenchie. That one's close. But yeah, honestly, I even thought about like what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe set up a game for Cyberpunk. But that's just me thinking about it ahead of time. But I'm a terrible GM, so I don't think I'll be doing a good job. Like for some reason, like I like the idea of making like suave characters, like the flirty type for some reason.
Ryder. Path. I never thought I'd see the Moshae again. Least of all thanks to you. Welcome to the marketplace. I am Arbiter Renard.
We friends.
I enforce correct contact between merchants and customers, resolving any disputes. As the first outsider to enter the city, you are ignorant of our laws. We should change that.
This game is almost as good as Mass Effect 2. So far, I'm enjoying it. There's a couple of things that I have issues with, but that's more of like a me thing, mainly because I grew up playing Mass Effect. I played Mass Effect 1 and 2. Haven't played 3. But like I'm enjoying it. Just the graphical bugs is just one thing, and I'm just gonna be petty about this, but the whole quarrying thing not being on the game really upsets me. Like I understand it's a bug, but it should be on the game. I know I'm being petty about it, but it's just me.
Who decides what happens to people who break the law?
It depends on the grievance. I settle minor offenses right here. More serious ones require a tribunal.
Where I'm from, the biggest trade law is don't cheat. Is it different here?
I suspect we define cheating differently. What is unfair changes based on perspective.
GM takes a bit of practice, but it's not too bad. Calico Zulu taught me to GM, and the rules are really simple, so it was a good way to learn. Like at least for me, like if I just started to GM, like any game specifically, or just in general, I probably started with like something that doesn't have that many rules, and maybe just one source book, such as Blaze in the Dark. I really love the idea of playing Blaze in the Dark, mainly because the game just feels more simple. Brother is cooking with short series. Yeah, I also stream that, and I'm just making like a shorter version of that in like sort of like let's plays. I'm probably going to be doing the same thing with my other games that I have to stream, mainly because if the stream doesn't really get reached out, then at least I have like the let's play thing. Might be overwork, might be redundant, or just a little too much, but I mean that's just me thinking. By the way, pancake. Is it pancake lord or is it pancake? Just double checking on that, because I know that I have pancake lord and pancake.
I don't want to cause any trouble. How do I learn your laws?
I'll transmit a full readout. Familiarize yourself with the contents. Personal responsibility is a core foundation of our society. We expect it from everyone.
Understood.
Please visit my colleagues in the Governor's office and the Resistance headquarters. They'll teach you about our culture and what it means to walk freely among us. Your understanding is critical. It would be unfortunate if you accidentally violated our laws.
It's a pancake. Oh, by the way, I watched Phantom Blade Zero, I think that was the name. That is the trailer. Dude, it looks amazing. It looks really fun. I'll be looking forward to it, just to put it nicely. The guy have felt the power of the Resistance. They know their end is coming. Our victory on both are only the beginning of what we can achieve, but we can defeat the enemy without your help. If you're tired of living in fear, if you believe we were meant for something greater than slavery, if you're willing to stand up and fight, you'll find a new family in the Resistance. We'll train you to strike back at the Kett and reclaim what is ours. The Resistance defends the future of all Angara. Join us. Them is also OSM. I think that's only on PlayStation 5. I don't have a PlayStation 5, otherwise I'll be trying the demo.
I'm not selling to aliens.
Ooh, cool. Any plans for Wukong? I don't know. I haven't checked it out. I think I see. No, actually, correction. I think I only see one trailer, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I have to check out the trailer again.
Who knew saving a respected member of Angaran society would open so many doors?
I've been talking to some of their traders, seeing if we can work things out.
I know you like looking for the advantage, but we need to earn their trust first. Don't bargain too hard.
You're the boss.
I really like Petra.
New clientele is always welcome here. Have a look. I'm sure you'll find something to your taste.
Can't hurt to be prepared. Maybe you've got something I'm looking for.
If I don't today, I will tomorrow.
But I believe it's not a Souls like, but a complete RPG. Probably is. I don't know if that might be the case. It would be nice if that would be the case. I don't like the helmet. Never mind. General goods.
Your credits are as good as anyone else's. Don't start any trouble and we're fine.
I can do that.
Good to hear.
I don't think it's half what I'm looking for. No, it doesn't. I'll be waiting for the game. I think a game that I'm looking forward, at least right now. I want to say, well, technically two right now. Gears of War, D-Day, Fable, and I feel like there's like one or two more. Now that I think about it. Well, it's not a full game, but it's an expansion for Warframe. Warframe 1999 looks really, really fun. What else? Mass Effect 5, even though the game isn't even in development yet, the trailer looks really good. And somehow they're going to be connecting like Mass Effect Andromeda and the Mass Effect trilogy, which I think is going to be fun. I just don't know how exactly it might work. And what else? I feel like there's one more. I just don't remember what is it.
Vestaran? I was there when you landed. Watched you get escorted through the city.
I get why everyone was on edge. I didn't mean to worry them.
We've been through worse than the arrival of one human.
So yeah, like I'm excited for Raiders games. Not as much as I would love to admit it, because there are some games I'm just like, they look okay. Like Star Wars Outlaws doesn't really pique my interest. Like I'm a huge fanboy for Ubisoft. Don't take me wrong. I love their games, but I don't know. I feel like they have been going downhill lately. Will you continue uploading videos? Maybe God of War next. Well, for like Let's Plays wise, I wouldn't mind doing it. I'm going to do it, but I think that's the better phrasing. Regarding on how I'm going to be doing it, I already have two series already quote unquote ongoing, such as Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 7. So once I'm done with those two, I'll definitely be doing God of War, God of War, phrasing. So I'm definitely going to handle those. Both are lovely. Yeah, like I really enjoyed the games, but since I already have those two already established, I guess Let's Plays, I want to finish uploading those before jumping into like anything else. Once I'm done with, I want to say maybe a Resident Evil 7, then Resident Evil 2 Remake. Mainly because Resident Evil 7 just feels shorter than Resident Evil 2 Remake. And I also gotta figure it out how much content I want to put from Resident Evil 2 Remake. Mainly because like I technically uploaded all the playthroughs, like Leon A, Leon B, Claire A and B. So like I'm debating if I want to do Leon A and then Claire B and then just call it a day, or just Leon A or all of them, which it might take longer. So I'm probably going to be doing Leon A, Claire B, or just Leon A. Experiments also there. Yeah. So yeah, like technically I have like things that I can bounce back if I stop streaming at some certain degree. So like, let's say something happens, I stop streaming, I can at least still uploading at some sort of degree, like I want to call it let's plays. I'm not saying that I'm be stop streaming anytime soon, but you know, life happens. Life is unpredictable, and I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I never do this, and then just break my promise the next day. I don't want to be like doing something like that. If it happens, it happens, you know. But at least I want to have something that I can just upload in a separate time without me being like, what am I going to be doing now? So yeah, if that makes sense.
I've never seen fruit like this before. What are these?
Paripo. Sweet with a little bite. Sometimes if I'm lucky, I have a few Kiloa or Elmok.
Is fruit scarce here?
In this form, yes. Very expensive. If you buy a Paripo from me, it means you have something to celebrate. It's a luxury, meant to be shared with friends and family.
I'll get moving.
Oh, that makes so much sense now. I've been playing Warhammer Dark Side, like so much. I got Bermuda too. I've heard that Warhammer 40k is really good as a tabletop game. I never had the chance to play it myself, but I would love to give it a shot. But I never have the opportunity to play any of the Warhammer games.
What if it's not willing? What if they're slaves?
It just hit me, that whole wee Frenchy. I don't know if it's just me overthinking about it because I mentioned this earlier, but I potentially could be sounding French, and that's probably why there was the wee Frenchy.
Exaltation is just another word for how the kid kill us.
And if you're wrong? If we've been killing for them without realizing it?
I saw a cat up close when they attacked. It was nothing like our people.
The Ket weaponize their victims to make you hesitate.
And when the Ket begin to exalt your people, what will you do then?
Thank you for that. Insight, Pathfinder. The issue facing us is complex. Come, my friends. Deliberate with me.
They have tons of products over the years. I've heard mixed things about the war game, but they also got a proper pen and paper RPG game. I also heard that too. I just haven't get the chance to play it. Probably because like, even though like Warhammer 40k sounds interesting as a pen and paper, it probably just doesn't really pique much of my interest. Like say other games. Not saying that the game is bad, just preferences. That's mainly it. What is this? No, I just went back around. The lore is pretty solid. Dude, I keep seeing videos about like Warhammer 40k, and dude, that's just impressive. It looks really interesting. For the Emperor! Like, if there was like a series or a movie, I would definitely be watching that. Where does this takes me? Double down. My main exposure to it was the Dawn of War RTS game. I think my only exposure that I have so far is through YouTube videos, because I never got the chance to like play it, but I've heard conversations with like one of my friends about it. But other than that, I just haven't get the chance to, you know, sit down and play.
Helping the Moshai opened a lot of doors around here. Most Angara still keep their distance, though.
Imagine seeing a Krogan for the first time.
Maybe if I smile more, show my teeth.
Something tells me that won't help.
Dude, I love Krogans.
Real change in tone after that care facility. Half the Angara are thankful, half are even more suspicious.
Let's try not to make it worse.
Don't worry about me. They're busy glaring at Cora for some reason.
The guy has felt the power of the resistance, and they know that their end is coming. Our victories on both are only the beginning of what we can achieve, but we can defeat the enemy without your help. If you're tired of living, however, read that.
Welcome to the Tavertan. Feel free to order a drink, or if you're hungry, we have nutrient paste. Not as exciting as fresh fruit, but you'll like it.
What's in that stuff?
In short, everything. Nearly all the food we grow goes straight into processing. We can feed an entire planet in a single harvest. Even ship some off-world.
If we used your system, we'd never have a food shortage.
If you want, I can send a few samples to your ship. Your people can study it.
The Nexus would love that.
Consider it done.
What does Taveton mean? My translator won't pick it up.
It depends on the context. If it's a person, it means an old friend. If it's a location, like this, it's more a place you could bring someone home to.
What if you need to meet your Taveton at the Taveton?
It's not so hard to understand. I'm sure your language has its quirks.
Don't get me started. I'd like a drink. That's all for now.
We'll come back anytime.
I was thinking about this, and I was playing with the idea. I think that's the word that I was thinking about, or the phrasing that I was thinking about, of maybe opening a Discord at some point. Like, not right now. It's probably, I feel like it's a little bit too early, but maybe eventually might be a great idea. Speak over the read.
Arbiter Renav told me to expect you. I prepared a datapad detailing our laws. Read it fully.
Ooh. I join. Oh, appreciate it. I said, like, it's a little bit too early to say. Mainly because, like, one is it's still like a small a small channel in general. But eventually, maybe I don't know. Maybe once I hit 1K, or maybe once I reach further. I don't know. It's still too early to talk about that. But eventually, it will be fun to have one. Give some opinion. Also fun for the first founders of Aya, this world and all who lives on it agreed to abide by the laws, customs, and regulations of a civilized society that has existed for centuries and other worlds. Those rules of conduct ensure a voice for each family within our society and giving them certain inviolable rights. Part 1. They start releasing Warhammer cartoons more frequently, but it's behind Warhammer streaming services. They are good, but not enough content to justify subscribing to another streaming service, in my opinion. Wait, they have their own streaming service? That is news to me. I sort of expected or have like the idea that, what's it called? That it'll be like, I don't know, maybe on like Amazon Prime or something. Cause I don't know, I think that's like the impression that I was getting when I think about like things are being streamed on. Cause having your own like platform doesn't really feel like might be convenient. I could be wrong. Love, are you drunk?
Getting acquainted with our new neighbors?
Sort of. All this stuff. The Angara sure do have a rich culture and blah, blah, blah.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. It's nothing. I visited that cafe the Angara consider a bar. Asked for their hardest stuff. It was weird, which I like, but had almost no punch. Lightweight. Whoa.
Steady now.
That stuff must have a slow absorption rate. Whoops. Oh, writer. It's just... This museum reminds me of being on Haitiana during my indentured service as a student. They even have a whole section on the Remnant. I didn't come to Andromeda to follow in someone else's footsteps.
Don't worry, PB. The Angara barely have a foothold. Sure, they live among the ruins, but they haven't seen what we've already seen.
You might have a point there. Bet nobody here has ever outrun an ancient vault purification field, huh?
Nope.
Or spat in that Archon's ugly mug and lived to talk about it? That was nice work, by the way.
Thank you.
You're right. I'm not sure why, but ever since I packed up my apartment on the Nexus, something's crawled under my skin. But whatever it is, I promise, I'll get over it lickety-split.
You're fine, PB. We all need to cut loose once in a while.
You're very understanding and attractive. Nice combination. Think I'll stay in your operation a little while longer.
Darkseid is a solid melee shooting game, like Left 4 Dead 2, not on PS4 unfortunately, I don't think. I think that's only a PC game, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in that aspect, because the majority of games that like at least have resonated with me are like either PC or something else. So we don't know much about the Remnant or its creators. We've determined that the Remnant were present in Helios long before our people. The Remnant purposes appears to be the same as the planetary belts, to transform a world into a thriving, beautiful paradise before its arrival to Pathfinder Rider in Revolution 826. Modern attempts to interact with the Remnant has been unsuccessful, but we've been able to coexist with them peacefully here in Aya. Xbox Series X or whatever Series X is, I got it on PC. I see. Okay. Yeah. Can I make sense on that aspect? Mainly because the PlayStation doesn't really like. I probably gonna be hating on PlayStation, but PlayStation doesn't have that many like. It has good games, but like the majority of the games are just, I don't know. I don't think it has like that many great games. But then again, I feel like maybe Xbox as of lately probably are on the same spot. But I don't know. Maybe it's just like the ideology of me like growing up, and like my taste in games are different now. Maybe I could be wrong. So we know a little of the. So we know a little about our pre-Scottish ancestors. Evidence points to a grand multi-planet society with sophisticated technology, and many recent discoveries indicate our ancestors even traveled vast distance between systems, though we have no way of knowing for sure. What the heck? What the heck? That's so weird. What the fudge? I don't know, maybe it's just me overhearing, but I started hearing like a voice when I was reading those. I'm hoping that it's just me tripping, or maybe the game voice in the background, but that wouldn't make sense. Bro, that was weird. So we have no way of knowing for sure. Most scholars theorize our people early success was due to the use of Roman technology. There are some obscure games that are exclusive. Mostly you're right. Now that the Spider-Man and Red Dead 2 are on PC. Yeah, like Spider-Man it was a fun game. Red Dead 2 is a game that I've been told to play multiple times.
Really is something.
I just haven't
It's an ancient deity.
get the chance to play it.
Something about it calls to me, like a
This burial fragment is believed on a ceramical decoration from an ancient temple of Abara.
I've heard so much about you. Is it true you entered a vault on Eos?
Sure is.
Amazing. I would have liked to see that.
Are you a relic hunter like Avela?
Actually, I started as an engineer. The Moshai requested my help cracking encryption on a remnant ship she found. Eventually, That led me to the repository. I've been handling data encryption here ever since.
I take it you help run this place.
Nalan and I are Avela's assistants. It's been strange getting used to that.
Why?
Avela's much younger than the previous curator. She has a lot more energy. Sometimes I have to remind her to take a break. She's too passionate for her own good.
I'll let you get back to it.
Oh, it's you. I watched you land.
Hope you're not calling me it anymore.
You heard that. I apologize. I was ignorant.
I'm not sure on Reddit too, but it's okay. Walking around feels a bit slow, sluggish. Lots of super slow parts on the store. It's pretty much an improved GTA 5 in the Wild West. That's how I've heard. Like, I've heard the graphics are really good. I haven't get a chance to play it myself. But yeah, I have not much to say about it besides that. Yeah. But I've seen a couple of people of like that come to watch my stream, like mentioning, saying, "Hey, you should play the game. You should play the game." So I was like, I'll have to think about it, because I still have like other games that I want to play too. I think it's overrated though. The gun selection upgrades are good. I haven't seen them myself, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. That I feel like that's a little bit one of the things that I honestly don't know what to say. But if you say it's good, like I'll probably go with your word, because that's like the more safest route for me. Mainly because I don't want to make like a bad judgment call, be like, oh, it's okay, or it was trash, or something like that, and just be like, when I start playing the game, it's just like, oh, this is like really really great.
What's your job around here?
Aylin and I help Avela with her studies. I specialize in restoration.
So you make relics look new?
New as I can. I'm not a miracle worker, no matter what Avela says. She'll praise Ellen and I to anyone who will listen. Never had a supervisor like that before.
I'll leave you to it.
What the fudge? It's a solid game despite its flaws. Its story is probably pretty decent. I said, like, I haven't played the game. I believe Red Dead 2 is supposed to be like a prequel for Red Dead 1, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of story-wise. Or like at least somewhat connected to Red Dead 1. What we cannot know for a certain theories about this remnant device, suggesting its function may be to convert rock and sand into nutrition-rich soil.
Oh, you're here. Welcome to my favorite place in the galaxy.
The dagger dates back nearly 4 centuries to the times used after the Scourge appears, faced with a technology called Dark Age, or ancient ancestors learned to fight and hunt without the use of advanced weaponry.
Pathfinder, did you make it to Hervarl?
I found this Angaran helmet. Does it mean anything to you?
This is a pre-Dark Age design. Do you see the black marks? The Scourge targeted this pilot's ship. Stars, it's perfectly preserved. I can almost imagine the pilot. He must have been so afraid. I've never seen one of these intact. Do you know how rare this is? I can't even begin to repay you.
If it makes you that happy, I'll gladly dig up a few more.
Do you offer priceless relics to every Angara you meet?
Only the special ones?
I'll keep that in mind. You know, Pathfinder, this gets me thinking. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't even know that helmet existed. What if that's not all we're missing? There could be a wealth of history just out of our reach. So, I'm requesting your help again.
For you? Anything.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't like the sound of that. I've led digs on every Angaran homeworld, but there are places I've missed, areas only a Pathfinder could go. There could be relics sitting untouched for centuries because no one could reach them. What I ask is this: if you ever find yourself in an area like that, you keep an eye out for artifacts.
I already found one. Take a look at this.
This is unfamiliar to me. It does resemble an Angara, but it looks so strange. It's clearly centuries old. Is it an artistic interpretation, or is this what we really look like? Implications. Pathfinder, you may have discovered our earliest artifact yet.
Does that win me any points?
I'd say you're getting there.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, or if my memory doesn't fail me, she is one of the safe routes when it comes to romancing characters in this game. Because I know for a fact PB shows some nudity. Same thing with Korra. And Petra is just, I want to say moaning sounds, but I don't want to like get a chance of getting, in trouble
You said
with
the helmet was
YouTube.
touched by the Scourge. What does that mean?
I forget your people weren't around for that. When the Scourge appeared, it targeted remnant ships, broke down their technology. With the drive cores disabled...
The ships crashed.
But that may not be all. The Scourge leaves a mark on whatever it touches. If it touched this helmet, perhaps the pilot was the target. There may be remnant tech inside the helmet.
Or in the pilot.
Storms. I hadn't even thought of that.
Any insight you can give me on the remnant tech?
We don't know much. To our understanding, it's always been here. Stars. I would love to be the one to solve that mystery.
This is quite a place.
It feels like home to me. Sometimes I think I should move in here. But it's got a long way to go. Someday we'll fill it with relics of the past, each one telling a story. And my people will come here to learn. And to remember.
You'll get there.
With enough hard work, yes.
Is it normal for someone as young as you to be in charge?
I'm no younger than you. And you're a Pathfinder.
I kinda inherited the job.
So did I. I was apprenticed to the former curator. It was my job to bring him artifacts from other worlds. When he retired, I sort of fell into his position.
Do you miss relic hunting?
Some days, but mostly I'm happy to spend more time with each piece.
Have you always been into history?
Oh yes. When I was young, I would dig up shells and pretend they were ancient armor pieces. I've always had a big imagination. With only 14 siblings, I got lonely sometimes.
14? That's insane.
Why? How many do you have?
Just the one.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry.
Bro, what? Like, I really, really find
I'll
it...
come back when I have something.
Stars guide your travels.
Brick Dane is a PlayStation 4 Switch exclusive Japanese strategy game. Is okay, of course. No, UFC games are console exclusive, otherwise can't think of stuff. Unicorn Overload was alright. Dude, I never heard of those games. This is like the first time I heard of those games. I don't know if if I feel like I haven't been keeping up with games, or I'm just really being distracted with other stuff. Cause that's the first time I hear that. Bringen Dane is a PlayStation 1 strategy game, bit obscure. Oh, I see. There's I had a friend who was really into obscure games, from my college days, and I don't know if he is still playing obscure games or not, but he was really playing into like really obscure games, especially like Japanese games, if I'm not mistaken. He might have fit that one, honestly. Or that might be more on his alley, if I'm not mistaken, if I have to phrase it in a better way. Because like when it comes to like older games, like I don't know much about them. I think the oldest game that I'm aware of for like maybe I want to say console is Nintendo 64, Mario 64, or Mario Kart 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Superman's game. What else? I want to say Quake 2 on PlayStation 1. I feel like there's more. I just don't remember. That just makes me feel a little bit old now that I think about it. Until recently, we knew this was a K tool, but didn't understood its purpose. Scholars have recently determined its use in the exaltation of our people, so it might be difficult to look at. It's important we learn and understand expectations to protect ourselves and our loved ones. This framing is from one of the governor public residence on Bold, which was destroyed by Celt bombarding during the initial invasion. The governor, all staff, and most of her immediate family were all killed in the blast. When Bold stand liberated, this relic will form the cornerstone of a monumentum to those who gave their lives defending our homes. That should be like this here last time. We're currently updating this display to bring you the latest historical finds. Thank you for your patience. First contact with the cat buried among our homeworld. While the cat saw the confused Havral wall with words. With silence, they murdered the ambassador of Bold. They turned our worlds against each other and took advantage of the confusion and chaos. It's important for us all to learn from this moment in history and to present to a united front of the face of adversary. Odyssey Sphere is really good. A single player second RPG only on PS4. I feel like I heard the name before. Dragon's Crown is a great game. Atlas is good. I love Atlas. I love Atlas. They have really fun games. But then again, I only play Persona, so my opinion might be a little bit biased in that aspect. Wait, is it this way? This way. So yeah. So my opinion is just, you know.
Ryder, you are the subject of a detailed scan by an Angara standing nearby.
Maybe I should introduce myself.
Oh.
Hello there.
I'm working.
They're ridiculous good. The art is their game in the games is beautiful. Dude, personally the thing that I love from the Persona franchise, and this is just me talking for myself, is the music. The music just stands out. Odin Spear Jungle Crowd is a bit of unique too. I haven't given it a shot like anything out of Persona. I did thought about trying Shin Megami Tensei because I heard it's also good, but just haven't get a chance. I believe it was, I could be wrong on his relationship with, but it was a cousin of one of my cousins, if I'm not mistaken. He told me that he was having a lot of fun with the Shin Megami Tensei, either 3 or 5. And he also spoke about, like, I think it was Devil Survivor. I believe Devil Survivor was also part of the Atlus releases, if I'm not mistaken.
You scanned me pretty hard. That wasn't your way of saying welcome, stranger?
I wanted to be discreet.
Noted. What's your interest in me?
You're an alien on my homeworld. Why wouldn't I be interested?
You could have asked.
Fine. Will you submit to a full spectrum analysis of your biology?
You haven't even told me your name.
Danfra. Biological researcher. This is my home.
I haven't played them much. Yep. Yeah, I haven't played most of them, but I really like the soundtracks for Persona franchise. But anything else, I just haven't touched it. I do gotta say, I think it's called Metaphor. I think that's the name of the game that is coming up. That looks fun as well. And I don't know if it's going to be like a fantasy is a modern story, or like an isekai mixed with like fantasy, like an isekai mixed with reality type of story. Because I haven't like researched much about it, but it looks fun. There's also Persona 6 that I'm interested on, which hasn't been a lot of like updates about it. But I believe Persona Festa was last month, if I'm not mistaken. So I believe there should have been some news out of that. I could be wrong.
Are you looking for something specific?
We share many external similarities. I want to learn if that holds true internally.
I have a scanner too. Seems only fair you let me go first.
That's ridiculous.
It's my final offer.
You're bold, Pathfinder. All right. Scan me.
Angaran skeletal structure, muscular formation, and organs are optimal for thriving in harsh environments. As previously discovered, they can also generate and discharge bioelectrical energy.
Hold on. You're interesting.
So are you. When we face extinction, family is our final comfort. Do you understand that?
I came to this galaxy with my family. I lost my father on the day I arrived.
But you still carry on his legacy. He knew that, in the end. Family is everything. Not only the one we have now, but the ones that follow us. What will your family look like in 5 generations? 10? How many of you will there be?
You're worried there'll be more of us than you.
I have 23 grandchildren. I want to know what their grandchildren will inherit. Goodbye, Pathfinder.
23? Dude, that's a lot. I think at the most that I've known from my own family is like 15. Dude, I think like early, like that whole conversation is like, yeah, I have like 10 siblings, like 19 siblings. I like the president for the I guess I can probably call her president. The president of the Angara, she has like 18 siblings, and I'm just like, bro, like how big is your family? And there's also Joel, who I believe he has about 23 siblings. No, is it 17 or 11 siblings? He's somewhere on the tens, I believe. And that's like still pretty large family. Like it makes me, and he also mentions like he has like multiple mothers, so it's kind of makes me wonder if it is like a community type of family, or is it like a poly type of family, or is it like, you know what? I'm just gonna be bouncing from one woman to another woman without caring. 23 is somewhere being busy. I know, dude. And that doesn't really specify on how many grandkids are based on out of one of their childs or her kid. Should I call them adults kids or like her daughters or sons, depending how many kids she have. So you know, there's also that aspect, because if it's like, let's say like 12, she had like 12 kids. So far, she has 23, so you can possibly divide that by like one to 2 kids, and that's still like early on. Compile logs of resistance members' message deployed to the Gara resistance headquarters for the Pathfinder IS only. Subject: join or fight. You prove you can fight the cats on bold. The resistance doesn't impress easily. Stand with us together. We will take this war to the enemy home. We'll make them feel terror. We'll show them despair. We will break the cat, and when that's done, we'll share the reward of a victory. Subject: are you at war with each other? We've seen members of your species act with violence, greed, and selfishness. We found evidence of your people attacking and stealing from one another. Why do you hurt each other when only the case stands to gain? If our people are slow to trust you, it's because we can't understand why some of you seem determined to hurt others. Even the cat stands united in their cause. Why don't you? Not to keep distracting you, but what do you think of fighting games? I'm terrible at it. And it's fine if you keep distracting me. It's not like what's it called? Like I'm going to be ending this game anytime soon, so it's whatever, you know. But answering your question, fighting games is like I'm bad at it. I'm more of like a combo spam type of person, or button smashers if that makes more sense. Platform games is a whole different story. Fighting games are an acquired taste. I think they are because like not everybody's like into it. Everyone's smashing. Yeah, I'm one of those. One of those. Everyone. Uh, But I'm not saying that the games are bad. It's just not my taste. Mainly because um, just I haven't really been into it. It takes a bit of to get used to blocking on the time and such. Yeah, like I used to play it when I was at the arcade when I was younger. I mostly play Tekken. I used to play a lot of King of Fighter. I think it was like 2002 or was it 2001? I don't remember one of those two. Because when I was younger, like the arcades were like really popular back in Mexico. The King of Fighter is cool. They got mini hubs. I'm trying to remember that. I just don't remember. It's been like years since I played King of Fighters. Like years, so I wouldn't be able to remember certain things. So I do apologize on that. It's like a small jump. Oh, okay. I think I remember now. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think I could be wrong. But yeah, like they're fun. Just not my sort of game. But I wouldn't mind playing it. Like if I was given like a game that's like fighting based and it has a story, like I will play it. Why not? I don't see any issues with it. Just my opinion. We have much to learn. I spend my life wondering what other things might exist. Your people are nothing like what I imagine. I'm glad for that. I was long past being surprised in life. My sons and daughters draw pictures of you and ask me all sorts of questions. They want to know everything about you. We hope you feel the same way. There's so much we can teach and teach each other. I believe in our future. Help arrives when you least expect it, and your arrival was unexpected. You came to Aya wounded and in need, and we didn't welcome you. We went to our other worlds and helped our people overcome terrible challenges with no promises or reward or friendship. You wouldn't do that if there wasn't a goodness at your core. You want to understand and be understood. This is the start of a great alliance. It takes a long time to get used to it and learn how to deal with moves, especially taken when a character has 100 moves. Dude, I honestly wouldn't mind playing like a fighting game at some point. I just feel like maybe it's just the ideology that I have, but I feel like having like the whole like stick and buttons would be just easier. Have I been here? I feel like I have. Okay, I have. Because that's what I'm used to, and it feels awkward just to play with a controller, honestly. Maybe it's just me, you know? No. Injustice 1 and 2 have decent story modes. MK9 had a good story mode too. I've heard is MK10 or is MK1 also had a good story?
Good to see you.
Because it dealt with a lot of like
I could join in down there. I could use a workout.
Center, ground, focus. That's how to harness your ability in combat.
Getting lots of stairs. Reminds me of being on Thessia for Asari commando training. We're the aliens.
For some Angara, we're the only humans they'll ever see. That's huge.
Whatever happens, we'll make a better show than the Ket.
the games are janky, but the story mode is good. That's what I've heard. I've read the comics. Well, technically didn't read them, but I watched like a comic historian when the comic books were being released, and it was really interesting. I'm just
Pathfinder, Ephra cleared you to purchase weapons over my objections.
I just would have preferred to see more of like the story into the game instead of having comics for it. I mean, they adapted the whole thing into like an animated movie, but they still, that's just me. People like MKX, MK11, and one not so much. I see. I haven't played like fighting games aren't my type of thing. Mainly because I'm more of a button smasher myself. But that's interesting. I saw MK11 at least would be like a fun, like a favorite game.
Anything I buy will be used to fight Cat.
You fight our enemy, but you're not one of us. Remember that.
Ooh, I was looking for this. People didn't like the MK11. You had to choose your moves, so it felt like create a fighter, and half the good moves you were used to were not available. Oh, okay. Wait, didn't they also have a microtransaction, if I'm not mistaken? Um, Unless I'm wrong about that. I don't know about microtransactions. Then I don't know what I'm talking about. Because if I'm not mistaken, there was like a story that they mentioned about MK, about having microtransactions for like outfits and whatnot. Just like if you pick certain moves, you can pick others. That is terrible. Now that I think about it, and this is something that I used to remember right now. But a game that I honestly would have loved to play, and I would love to have seen a remake of it, is Def Jam.
No entering the med center until you're clean.
How do I decontaminate?
Ion console. Touch the start pad, it does the rest.
I would love to see a Def Jam game. What is it? MK has some microtransactions issues, but more fighting games do nowadays. Oh yeah, dude! Like I would love to have a Def Jam. I think they make a remake for it, but it just didn't pan out well. I think it was for the Xbox 360, I think. And I don't remember if it was a Kinect game or not. But dude, I would have loved to play a Def Jam game for New York for PlayStation 2 was amazing. Dude, it was awesome. And the fact that you can choose whichever gang you want to be part of was even better. You combine different martial arts to get the new ones. Dude, I really miss the Def Jam. You cannot tell me that was you cannot tell me it was a bad game, personally.
Sam, is this thing safe?
Yes. The slight ringing in your ears is nothing to worry about.
Very reassuring.
I don't know about choosing factions that might have been in the Xbox One. Probably, because I play on the Xbox. And I believe it was kind of like a combination or a choose between... who was it? Snoop Dogg, and I don't remember who was the other one. There was another guy. I just don't remember the other rival gang.
I assume you're the human everyone's buzzing about. If you're looking for treatment, I'm afraid I don't know enough about human physiology to be much help. Unless you can make use of the ion beds.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know if I don't remember correctly though. I do want to point that out because it's been I want to say at least maybe 16 years since I played it.
If Jal takes a hit on my watch, my doctor needs to know how to treat him. Can you point me to resources she can use to learn your methods?
So you're considering all possibilities. Jal is in good hands. I have medical journals on treating Angaran injuries and preventing complications. You're welcome to upload them to your ship's doctor for study.
I know we're talking about, yeah, for whatever reason, when I played Def Jam, my cortisol spikes were like a real street fight. Cortisol? I never heard of the word cortisol before. That is such a new word for me. Mind telling me what it means? Oh, it's a stress hormone. Oh, okay. I never heard of it, so drinking coffee increases cortisol. Oh. That is a fun fact today that I learned. Thank you. Well, I wouldn't call it a fun fact, but it's more of a fact. But you got what I mean. That was impressive.
Is there something special about the beds here?
They're filled with a negatively charged iron gel. The gel works with our natural electricity to speed recovery.
Think it'd work on other species?
Without bioelectricity, it would be of small benefit, but it might reduce pain.
Oh, I mean the cortisol aspect, not your cortisol increased situation. That's just clarifying that out. I just got into a really intense mood and stress out playing Def Jam, trying to knock out the other guy with that bottle. Dude, don't remind me of the game. I feel bad because I really want to play the game again at some point, but since it's, I believe, correct me if I'm mistaken, but the game is like heavily like it uses a lot of like copyrighted music, so even if I wanted to play, I can't because YouTube and whatnot. But I honestly would have loved to play the game.
So you guys are electrically charged?
Our bodies produce a store of electricity that we can dispel in a surge of energy. We use it for short-range communication, healing, even combat. I admit, I was surprised to learn your kind doesn't have that ability.
Some of us are biotic. It's similar. Kinda.
I would be interested to study biotics.
That sucks. Turn off the audio music. Honestly, I think it might be possible to turn on the music background, but I don't know because we're talking about like a game that came out like I want to say 2006. Should be able to. Most likely, I'm assuming that's also the case. But then again, I don't want to assume something being wrong about it. Yeah, sounds about right. So yeah, the possibility is out there. The question is how to fund the game, because I don't think it's on PlayStation Store anymore, and to be able to get the game might be for maybe PlayStation 3, maybe PlayStation 2. No, you should be able to turn down music on PlayStation 2 menu. Okay, so it's a PlayStation 2 game. I don't think I'll be able to find it on the PlayStation Store now that I think about it. That's going to be a tough one.
Heard you were coming. I prepared a datapad on our laws regarding war. Learn them.
I'm not certain, but it should be possible. I also think the same thing. It's also possible. The problem is going to be finding the game.
Move Team Bay on to replace them? No, Section 9 is still unstable. They'll be out of food in 2 days. Out of ammo in 3. They have to fall back.
Sounds like you've got trouble.
Too many kit, not enough resistance. Have a team that's been in the field for 6 months without resupply. They won't come in. Say they're close to taking down a Kent outpost, but I don't know.
Right, lots of games goes an arm and a leg now for no reason. Yeah, and especially games that are old, like they're tough to find. Let me remember one game that I thought about getting at some point. I think I mentioned Congress Bad for Day. That's one of the. No, Bad for Day. Congress Live and Reloaded. I don't think it's available anymore. At least not on Xbox, unless I'm mistaken on that. I'm trying to remember a different game that might not be available anymore. The Superman game. That's probably a game that's not available anymore.
If they could do it alone, they would have by now. Send reinforcements.
Hitting the enemy in one place leaves us vulnerable elsewhere. But you're right. This is the hardest part of my job. Thank you for the advice, Pathfinder.
Yeah, for Nintendo 64. I don't think the game is available, at least no digitally. I mean, unless you what's I'm looking for? There's a term for it. I just forgetting the word for it. It's not jailbreaking it. Jesus, I forgot the word. Emulate on pirate. Well, technically, yeah, that's part of the reason, which I do not condone. Just pointing that out. Wink, wink. Just kidding though. Yeah, emulate. Yeah, unless you emulate the game, then it's possible. But like, if you're actually looking for like the actual game, it's gonna be like more difficult. Well, technically, you can emulate without pirating. Wait, is that even possible? Or I feel like I'm being tricked. If you own the game. Ah. Okay. I get it. I get it now. Loopholes. If I'm mistaken. I don't know. I don't think it might be possible. Maybe I'm just like I don't know much about like emulation things. But maybe I'm just overthinking on that aspect. I could be wrong. Things are as bad as we thought. The soldiers don't care about anyone but themselves. The recruitment efforts have been found zero traction. Ironically, we had better luck gaining support for the new aliens. A small group pledged to support the resistance and alert us to future cast activities on Kandara. It seems unlike the enemy will give us the planet so easily, but maybe the presence of these new aliens has confused them. Regardless, I recommend we abandon recruitment efforts and instead focus on infiltration of the local population using deep cover agents. I'll submit a list of candidates on my new next report. Words. Severe whiteout conditions have made casualty confirmations difficult. Expect these numbers to be adjusted to the next update. Hopefully, they'll be lower. Case ambush and night patrol in the Lundran Krabiz. 3 dead, 2 wounded, 1 missing. A squad missing outside Teshix. Presumed capture for missing. A sniper caught in avalanche on southern slope. Presumed dead, 1 missing. A shuttle suffered mechanical failures. Made hard landing on Steen. Reached 2 wounded. Argument of the barracks got out of hand. 1 wounded, mostly of his pride. No one questions you thinking, and we all understand that the circumstances we're facing are unpredictable. However, you should know that people are talking about the barracks about these new Nexus aliens. Setting aside how they look, smell, and behave, how can we be expected to trust these things and with access to our most secure world? On behalf of my unit, we submit that this so-called Pathfinder crew shouldn't be permitted to roam the city without an escort. We're keeping a watch on them. Don't worry, we are not letting them see us. But it would be easier if we could assign a guard to each visitor whenever they are on Aya. We hope you'll consider this option. Respectfully, Ball. Street Fighter 3. Okay. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is a work of art, but I recommend Tekken. Easy to pick up, hard to master. I'll probably check it out. I'll say like fighting games isn't really my thing, but I wouldn't mind checking them out. At least in like videos and whatnot, because like I feel like buying games is a little bit. It's a whole different topic nowadays. That's just my opinion.
That's quite the gift you sent. Insane AI. Real attention grabber.
I couldn't leave it on Vold. Maybe it'll help someday.
Have to talk it out of killing itself first. What do you need?
What's your story, Aphra?
You're not getting my personnel file.
I'd just like to know who I'm working with.
You want to know what it's like being me? I wake up every morning to fight a war. I send people to kill and die. If I'm lucky, there are more dead Ket than resistance when I go to sleep.
That's a hell of a burden.
Enough personal discussion.
I'm just a Tekken fanatic. No, it's all good, dude. Don't take me wrong. Like I'm not saying like anything that might be like mean, rude. Hopefully, I'm just saying that like everybody's have like things that they're like a big fan. Like I'm a Persona fanatic. I love Persona. I love Gears of War as well. That's also one of my favorite franchises. Funny enough, Mass Effect is probably one of my favorite franchises up there. I want to say God of War mainly because I really like the gameplay for 2018. Shot is also really fun, and I feel no. There's also one more. Killing Floor is also a really good one. I love Killing Floor. Killing Floor was really fun. Killing Floor 2 was more fun. And I kind of wait for Killing Floor 3. I did forget to mention that one. That was the one that I forgot about.
I hope the initiative is making a good impression.
The initiative? Sounds so unthreatening. Like a city planner meeting.
That's kind of what it's meant to be.
City planners don't walk around in battle armor with rifles on their shoulder.
Depends on the city. My point is, we traveled through dark space to build something here.
That's what invaders always say. At first.
We're not invaders.
Of course.
God of War is just a solid action RPG game from what I can tell. It is fun, dude. I love the story. Like, mythology is probably... I want to say, like, I'm not, like, the biggest fan, but I'm a fan of it. And, like, the way they do the Norse mythology was fun. Greek mythology was also fun. And if it happens, Egyptian mythology, like, I'm all for it. Dude, even, like, Mexican... I don't want to call it, like, mythology, or, like, not Mexican, what's like I want to say like Mexican tribes. I don't remember the proper terminology for them, but if they want to go for that route, there's a lot of gods for that. Like I was writing, well, not technically writing, but it's more like concept ideas of like one of the stories that I want to create for like comics and whatnot, and the one of the characters, which I set up as like a little chihuahua per se, is supposed to be a god, or at least a reference of a god, mainly because he was revered as a god, even though he was from a different like a world. So yeah, like I would love the concept of like mythology is just fun. In my opinion.
You've been fighting Ket a long time. Any advice?
Your war's different from ours.
It's still a war, and we're not prepared for it.
Wouldn't matter if you were. The Ket aren't a conventional enemy.
Any idea where they came from? A home world somewhere?
Each of our colonies heard a different story. I doubt any were true. They came from far away. That's all we know.
Ever tried following a Ket ship to see where it goes?
Of course we did. Wherever home is, they don't visit.
Yeah, I think the main Nordic mythology is really cool. Clash of Greek mythology with Nordic is pretty cool. You know what I just remember? Age of Mythology. It was like, I want to say it was like a spin-off, if I'm not mistaken, for Age of Empires. That was fun, dude.
Do the Ket have a favorite strategy? Something we can exploit?
They switch tactics constantly, almost capricious about it. Makes them unpredictable.
They must have some weakness.
They're vulnerable to brute force. That's enough.
You know, a game that I wanted to play on stream. Well, not wanted to play on stream. But, like I play on my PlayStation Beta was XCOM, and I just got so frustrated with the game that I just stopped playing it. But it was a fun game. I like the gameplay. I like the schematics of the game, where you really gotta like make sure you make the right steps according on what missions you pick and all that kind of stuff. It's just fun. It makes you think. XCOM is pretty hard. I think you have to get a lot of recruits and be okay with sacrificing them. Yeah, and there's also like the money spending and the research spending and all that kind of stuff to be able to get things properly. So I'll say, like, it's just my opinion. I think it's really fun, even though it's pretty hard and frustrating. But I think a challenge is fun, but depending on how it is set.
The Ket aren't mindless monsters. They must care about something.
Slaves, resources, power. Same as any conqueror.
You didn't see the exaltation process. They treat it like religion.
They convert us against our will. That's not religion, it's genocide. Every culture has its purpose. Theirs is to take whatever they want.
There's no official Angaran military? Just the Resistance?
Lost our fleets and armies decades ago. Ket mostly. The rest fell to internal strife. We kept fighting, but our civilians were disorganized. Poorly supplied, leaderless. Decades of aimless defiance got us nowhere. I had to make the Resistance real.
With hard games, I adjust my expectations, and if I get frustrated, take a break. Challenge makes things fun, and it's satisfying to be a difficult game. It is. I'm not gonna lie, but there's one game that will refuse to play. Just I want to clarify that out because I've been pretty negative about it. It's Rayman Origins. I would never finish that game, even if I get paid. That is one game that will refuse to finish.
I've seen armed people in uniform. They're not Resistance?
Aya police. Purely ornamental. Gives us the appearance of civilization.
You don't think they're necessary?
If things go bad, the Resistance will handle it.
That's up to the governor, isn't it?
Rayman Origins is a platform game. I have like a whole let's play of it, and I think maybe on the last video that I uploaded, I essentially rage quit so bad that I was like, you know what, I'm not going to play this game anymore. Screw this game, and I just never touched it again. That's how infuriating it was for me. Because I just keep repeating the same level over and over and over again, and I keep dying in the same spot, and it just got so frustrating, and I just couldn't. Yeah, if something is too difficult or I can't figure it out, I will give up. If I really like the game, I will learn it. Yeah, I do agree with that. I think I got Rayman Origins for free because it was being given on the Ubisoft or Uplay at the time. So I was like, you know what, why not? I'll get it. So I did, and I played it, and I got frustrated. And it was fun at first, then I got frustrated, and then I just didn't want to play anymore. Raymond harder than Dark Souls. I want to say yes, but not really. Like, as like early on, it was easy, it was fun, but as the things progressed, especially on the last level, it was just I couldn't. Funny because it's theoretically a kids game. It is. That's like the thing that frustrates me the most, and maybe because I was like, I don't want to say like I was out of my prime, because like I think when it comes to like skill, like gaming skills, like after a certain age, like your skills just deteriorate, and it just doesn't have the same effect as it used to before. I mean, it's supposed to appeal to everyone. Yeah, reaction times. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much the whole shebang. If you want to put it in a certain way, it might just be bad design. It probably is, but I'm pretty sure at least one person have beat it that level. I couldn't, and I got frustrated and give up. But I'm pretty sure somebody at least have finished that level a certain degree. Haven't played Dark Souls, but I think once you get used to the mechanics, it becomes average difficult. And that's one of the things, because I haven't played Dark Souls, but I want to play Dark Souls. I've been wanting to buy at least a Dark Souls game, or at least Souls games like, for quite some time. I don't care. I want to say I don't really care which one it is. It can be like Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Lies of P, but I really want to play one. That's just me.
How is the Resistance organized?
Loosely, we operate in cells. Independent strike teams have better odds. If the Ket capture a cell, it doesn't compromise the rest.
Sekiro is really good, apparently. That's what I've heard too. Pancake, who's one of my I want to say like viewers, or yeah, I think that's like the proper terminology for it. Comes here, hang out with me for a minute, and like sometimes he talks about to me like about Sekiro or like Bloodborne or Dark Souls, and I'm like, dude, I want to play it so bad. So like Sekiro is like the one that he has mentioned the most, and that's like one of the games I'm like, I want to play that too. I think Elden Rings might have more stuff to play with than Dark Souls. The Souls has a lot of stuff too. Oh yeah, speaking of things, just letting you know, and I don't know if you know about this, but there is a Dark Souls tabletop game. Just pointing that out.
How did you wind up in charge?
Nothing to lose. My family was rounded up into a Ket slave camp. Last contact I had with any of them was 10 years ago.
They could still be alive.
Didn't figure you for an optimist.
Yeah, I didn't knew about it either until I saw a what's it called? What's it called? I'm trying to remember the word. Until I saw a post on like online that was like, oh, there's a Dark Souls games coming up, or something like that. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty fun. And I think I spoke about it to one of my GMs. Like he was like ready to have a one shot of it. I just never got the chance to play it because I think he had like a full table by then. And yeah, Sekiro has a really cool art and animation. Ogres doing drop kicks, spam dash roll. Dude, I really want to play Sekiro. Like I really want to play at least a Souls game like a game.
What success have you had against the Ket?
Enemy casualties are up 600% in 3 years. But that's just a number. Every time we destroy a facility, take out a warship, we give our people hope.
And you're not fighting alone anymore.
We'll see.
I will spam dodge roll in pen and paper Dark Souls. Dude, I really want to see that happening, even if it is just a joke. I really want to see that happening in in a pen and paper game. Just the gym is like, so you're in combat. What do you do? I roll. Okay, roll for athletics. Got an I1. You try to roll. You fell on the ground while trying to do a roll, and now you're getting attacked. I'm a big fan of Dead Rising 1 and 2. A bit hard at first, janky too, but some games. I've seen gameplay of Dead Rising, and it looks fun. I think maybe it was Dead Rising 4 that people were having issues with. Mainly because like the other half of the first game, no, the first game, the other half of the game was thrown out of the window, if I'm not mistaken. Or behind a paywall. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, the Resident 4 is a shit show. Yeah, it wasn't really fun of. Especially since, you know, they sort of separate things.
What do you think of your governor?
She governs Aya, not the Resistance.
Way to avoid the question. Is there history between you?
I can always count on Paran to offer a spirited argument.
You respect her?
She holds her own. Not many do.
1 is a classic, 2 is good until the Super Zombie in final act. 3 is a bit shallow, but still fun. And 4 is shit a bit. I would love to give it a shot for, what's it called? Any of the Dead Rising games, eventually. Even if it's like a Dead Rising 5, if it happens, like I think I'll still be invested on the idea. But, you know, it's still a little bit too early to talk about things. At least some opinion. And I think I cover most of the things, except for that one. Dead Rising 1 is hard until you learn the mechanics. I feel like most games are hard to learn until you actually start like messing with the buttons and see what you can do with it. Mainly because I'm just saying from personal experience. Then it becomes an average, slightly tough game. So we face an enemy that will not stop until our entire civilization ceases to exist. It's important that we not abandon the principles of basic morality. The cat must be defeated, but not on any cost. It won't matter or if our future generation can live without fear of defeat or enslavement, if the freedom was achieved through genocide or barbaric actions. How's this game? Well, it depends. It depends. Because there is the perspective of a fan of the franchise, and there is a perspective of an average person. If it's in the perspective of an average person, with the graphical bugs and whatnot, then I probably say it's not that good in that aspect. In the story wise, it's okay, but in the perspective of a fan of the franchise, it lacks expectations, to put it in a gentle way. Mainly because personally, like, I really love this, like the Mass Effect trilogy. Even though, again, I haven't played the third game, but I've seen gameplay of it. I know the ending. And this one was bringing me like a whole new expectations, because it's in a whole different galaxy. Humans are moving into a whole different the races of the Milky Way are moving to a whole different galaxy. It gives the impression that they're going to be adding like new races, new planets to explore, more situations, like dangerous situations that might start like a whole new trilogy per se, and it didn't happen. Like literally, one of Mass Effect 1 was pretty dated, if I remember correctly. Just didn't have much content. Yeah, like Mass Effect was like, if anything, Mass Effect, I want to say at the time was for, I want to say maybe for the lack of a term, like liking certain areas, because like some of the gameplay was pretty basic. I played when it came out and enjoyed. I really enjoyed Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 2 is probably like the peak of potentially everyone like liking Mass Effect, and probably the first introduction of everybody who played Mass Effect. Mass Effect 3 is like has a really nice wrap up in terms of the story, except for the ending and that aspect that you needed to play online in order to get resources, if my memory doesn't fail me on that. Mass Effect is Jen. I turned into on my side and let be fuck. I was looking forward to it for years before release. Up here when it comes around. Yeah, so like Mass Effect is a really good. Is like my dear child per se. And then Mass Effect Andromeda happened, and the moment was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I'm going to like, oh like all body says like it takes in a whole different galaxy. Cool. It takes 400 years after that what happened in Mass Effect 3, even better. So this was like a whole new experience. That's always great. The thing that I was hoping a certain degree for this game specifically is for new races. Like I love the Quarians, I love the Turians, Krogan, Solarians, and Asari, and other like little races that you can come across on the serial and whatnot. But this one I felt like it was lacking because you only had the cat, you only had the Angara, and it just felt like it was lacking. And the planets that you should be able to explore is the same thing. There isn't that many planets that for you to actually explore. Shepard is 400 years old. Dang, Shepard is in this game. That's always great. Well, technically, I guess I can probably spoil it because it's been what, over 7 years by now. I think Mass Effect 3 came out maybe 2014. Let me go for it. I mean, Mass Effect. I mean, Shepard technically died at the end of Mass Effect 3, depending on what ending you choose. Which it was honestly a really lackluster thing. Hello there, old Ben. Yeah, this is when I Shepard in this game. In this one. Hey, welcome back, Benevolence. Hopefully you're having a great day. Or night. Hopefully you're having a great night. I know you already played this. Right. So yeah, that happens. But for Mass Effect 4, like, apparently they're trying to bring a Shepard, even though it's just more of a rumor than anything else. But still. Yeah. Sorry. My bad. But yeah. So Mass Effect is my little baby. So I like the game. I'm not a big fan of like the lack of aliens, but in certain way it can make sense in like a storyline aspect, because the cat is just genetically modifying every single living being into their own, like race. So you can arguably say that's the thing. Shepard is 400 years old. That'd be hilarious. A human, well, maybe as a, if he's genetically modified, because if I'm not mistaken, during Mass Effect 3, the Citadel DLC, you find out that there was like multiple clones of Shepard. Setting it 400 years later is kind of convenient. It is, honestly, because what's it called? Because it's just words. My brain's fried right now. It's convenient mainly because you can let the whole event of Mass Effect happen is just not really affecting anything on this, I'm probably just talking gibberish right now. But yeah, like 400 years is just convenient. But I kind of wish, at some degree, that the whole relay aspect of the Milky Way was also in a different galaxy, like the Andromeda. That way they can travel faster. But then again, I think it might be inconvenient at the same time because the whole relays got destroyed at the end of Mass Effect 3. But I don't know. Goodbye, Liz. Did I read this? Chris Bones, she has done so much for people. When the rumors begin to change, she brings up the cat, and worst skill, I lost hope of our future. You restore it. I don't care what anyone says. I believe you came to save us. The Iron Grant could still be around, just in the Milky Way galaxy. From the videos I saw, a lot of the companions in this game are overly snarky. In this game, personally, companions that I like from Andromeda, even though he's not a companion, I like Kalo. I think Kalo is fun. Sully is also fun. I like Lexi is fun. From the action companions, I personally like Betra. I like Drake. Joel is such a unique concept because, like, if you think about it in a certain way, like, I think the way that I describe it is like having like a new friend joining your group, and they're like, "So, what do you guys do for fun?" Or like, "What do you guys do? How do you guys coexist?" And it feels like a fresh insight from an outside perspective, in my opinion. Everyone's a big smartass. I mean, they want to look smart, I guess. Joel is like the little one, just trying to like be able to fit into the group. I don't know. Joel is like I feel like that he's like the innocent cute one. Just to know your galaxy, you don't belong here. Anyone who thinks you're different from the cat is a fool. I'll see you for what you are, and there are many more like you. If you come in peace and friendship, Paboa, if your hearts are filled with seed, you will die. This is all you need to know. My name is Bajak. My family say I could write to you. I never met an alien before, but I'd like to meet you. I think we could be friends. Everyone doing Marvel movies, scripts. Wait, wasn't 2017 like the whole like time where Marvel movies was like at its peak? Correct me if I'm mistaken on that. Because it's been like I'm not really keeping track on that. Yeah, you're right. It was huge then. Yeah, I think it was during Thor Ragnarok just came out. Wait, really? I thought Thor Ragnarok came out in like 2020. Infinite War was around the corner. Dude, that is such a long time. Holy cow. I thought it was like a more recent. That was Love and Thunder. Oh, okay. Yeah, dude, like that felt like it was more recent. Before the Scourge, Angara were one people. It took centuries after the disaster to find each other again, and by then we'd been divided too long. That's how the Cat were able to conquer us. The war forced us back together. By now you're upset that balance. Some don't trust you, others want you to save us. A division are forming. If you're really here to help, keep our people united. Pavoa and Ishira to you all. I'm writing this in my final days. I live a long life that now comes to its natural end. I've known great loss and pain, but also joy and hope. I think we have that in common. My fate is to live at a turning point in history. Part of me is angry I won't see what happens next, but I made my people whatever become of your people, mine and the cat will reverberate into the lives of my great grandchildren, and that gives me a strange comfort. I know there's more to this life than war and hardship, and I've seen enough to know your people and understand that well. But be well, take care of each other, to change your life for the better. Goodbye. We wish you peace and good fortune. Don't be deceived by the posturing of Ephra the Tershav and her resistance. We are not a violent people. We are scientists, inventors, artists, caretakers, and explorers. This is our home, but there is room enough for us all. We told the cat the same thing, but they didn't listen. We hope you do. No one will read this. This message will never be read by the Pathfinder, much less reach the Nexus. We are so desperate for allies against the cat that we are willing to make the same mistake with new aliens. This little stunt by the governor won't change anything. We might as well scream into the wind. I'm probably going to be reading the last messages and then calling a night. Mainly because it's getting late for me. Oh, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day, beautiful night, fantastic evening. That does. Sounds good. I'm about to play some game. Oh, what are you planning to play if you don't mind me asking? Why are you here? What impulse drove your people to cross dark space? What have you come here for? Do you expect us to believe you're just explorers who wants to live in peace? I think you fled something terrible. I think it might follow you here. That's technically kind of accurate if you want to put it a certain way. I was going to play some Dark Side or Permins too, but I'm going to play some Tekken 7 if friend is down. That'll be fun. Hopefully you have fun with your friend. I know this game's release was a show, but I wouldn't be surprised if the patch it. For wait, Tekken 7? I saw. Wait, really? That's honestly surprising for me, because I saw Tekken 7 was released well, like it was a good release. I haven't gotten it yet. Oh, okay. Wait, how many Tekken games are out there? I'm sorry if I sound like ignorant. Like I legit don't keep track of like fighting games. I was talking about Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh, they did patch up a couple of things, but not everything. Cause the whole like animation thing just still feels a little bit rugged, or just a little bit like around the edges. Like facial animations are just not really the best. I have come across like a handful of bugs by now, and just in this single playthrough. Tekken 8, oh, there's like 12 tickets or so. Tekken 8 was a bit of shit show too. I'm sorry to hear that. There's also the fact that, and I'm still upset about this because that's just me being petty, that the Quarians weren't on the game, because I really, really, really love the Quarians. They're like such a unique, like weird species that like you really need to take care of it. It's like, what would be a good pet to like cross-reference them? The Quarians or like, I want to say like a. I want to say like a chinchilla or some sort of degree, but I don't think that's like the right animal. Where if anything goes wrong to them, they can essentially die. So that's like probably the gentle like aspect of it, or like the concern aspect of myself about them. But I don't know. I just find them so great on how resourceful they can be. But the fact that they didn't even made it into the game as a DLC upsets me the most, especially because the whole aspect was released as a book. Like I was really looking forward to it. It didn't happen. I've heard that the writer made a good job with it, so I'm hoping that that was the case. Oh yeah, I heard this game was like in Aliens for a sci-fi game. Yeah, because apparently the Quarians decided to stay back to bring more aliens into Andromeda, and that's why they supposedly took longer. But I don't know what exactly happened because I never read the book. But I've heard it's really, really good. I'm probably just going to find like an audiobook for it and just see if I can listen to it, if anything, hopefully. But I don't know what is it about, honestly. And there's also like the aspect of like they promise a lot of like new races. Like the Angara is cool, the Cats is cool, but it's still lacking. Audiobooks are great. Yeah, there's some various like audiobooks that I want to try like reading. I'm not reading, listening. Such as like anything like Tom Clancy. Like I really, really love Tom Clancy's games, at least on the older ones. And I even bought like I believe it was Ghost Recon Tom Clancy's book, which I haven't read because I've been distracted by other stuff, but want to read at some point. So I'm definitely willing to like listen to his books. The Metro franchise is by far one of the books I really, really wanted to buy since I played Metro 2033. It's such a good game, but I really want to read the book. Yeah, he's really solid. Plus, made a ton of great games. Dude, I love Tom Clancy's. His books are such a fun. Well, not his books. His games are so fun, and to the point that, like, when I was I think it was during college, maybe high school, that I really wanted to see like a Tom Clancy's film. Like, I don't care if it was like Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, or even Rainbow Six. I really wanted to see a film from that, and I still want to see one. Even I'm willing, if I had the money for it, I'd be willing to make a film out of it. Mainly, specifically, like either Ghost Recon or Splinter Cell, because that's something I grew up with. But if I was given the chance of to something else, I definitely would be given a shot. But that's if I had the money for it. That's a whole different story. There's a few, but I don't know if they are really good. Michael Crichton has a few good books, also like Jurassic Park, Congo, Sphere, etc. I'm probably going to check them out too. Also, like books is something that books is something that I kind of like behind because I'm more of a comic person. I guess you can probably say I like to see the images, the drawings. But there's a few like stories I'm willing to like go through, like reading the book properly. Because like I have a whole collection of manga like just set up on a shelf that I created on my own. So that's like a story for that. And so yeah, the more you know, I guess. I gotta finish reading this before it gets too late. Which one of your species actually controls this so-called initiative? Are you even different species, or use genetic constructs customized to fill different roles? What do you all walk on two legs like us? Is it so we accept you? What do you look like before you cross dark space? When I heard you were granted permission to land on Hawaii, I feel complaining with Governor Shear. The world is one of our most sacred places, and it is not for outsiders. Even if the cat keep their distance, because they know we'll fight to the death to protect it. Anyone who defiles Hawaii will face consequences. You build ships to travel across dark skies. Show us how to make them and let us retrace your path. There are no caves where you came from. We have a generation facing extinction, but you could help us go where the enemy won't follow. We suffer enough. Give us hope for a better life. And I think that's mostly it. Yeah, that's mostly it. Let me just do this and then color of the night, because it's about 2:30 in the morning. I normally stream like about 2 hours. I mean, it's probably like a short time if you want to put it in a certain way. Some of All Fears was the movie I was thinking. Heard good things about the George Richard show. I actually never heard of those things, or the movie and show. I do gotta say, I started watching The Blacklist, and it's such an interesting show. Tom Clancy stuff. Oh, okay. I never seen those. I think I started watching Jack Ryan, when the first season was out, and I don't know. It was exciting for like a couple of minutes, and then I just got disinterested. I think it was. I could be wrong. I could probably be mixing it up with a different show, but there was a lot of chicks, like bottom chicks, that just felt unnecessary, in my opinion. But you know. Oh yeah, I heard good things about Blacklist from my mom. I think James Spader is a great actor. Dude, I'm loving it. I even like asked one of my siblings, "Hey, you want to come and watch this?" Because I just never like seen it before. My sibling was like, "Oh yeah, like I started watching that." When she showed me like on her account on Netflix, um, it was kind of like, I've been watching this, and it was just like a season and a half, and there was like 10 seasons of it, and then we just started watching it together. So yeah, it's fun. Like I'm really enjoying it. I think I want to say Wu Yang was probably my favorite episode so far. And keep in mind that like I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in, so it's still like too early into the show. But it's such a good show so far. Jump on the effect. Okay, I think this is a good stopping spot for the night. So I do want to say thank you so much for anybody that come here tonight. I do want to say thank you to Pancake Lord. Thank you for Higher Rhythm. Give me a second. Orange, previously known as Pancake. Give me a second though. JC Bass Gold and Benevolence Pistacorum for being here tonight with me. I really appreciate it. Even if it is just a small thank you, it's just something I really want to give it away. Mainly because just stick around, or even just drop in, drop out, say hi, see how's it going, and go on with your day. It's so appreciated. I appreciate it, man. I'll check out your streams in the future. I really appreciate it. I mainly stream Tuesdays to Fridays from like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I tend to start the stream really, really late, and sometimes close to midnight. That's why like I just go a little bit over like close to 2 in the morning, if that makes sense. I'm trying to stick to a schedule, but I'm not good at that. That's mainly my issue. But yeah, for anybody that's watching the bot, which I highly doubt that they reach this point of the bot, but who knows. My name is Raven. Once again, I stream 4 days a week, Tuesdays to Fridays from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I also have different Let's Plays from previous games that I have streamed, and I also have other games that I have streamed. Feel free to check it out whenever you can. And yeah, and hopefully you have a great, wonderful day, night, or evening, or week or weekend, depending when you're watching this. And yeah, anyways, have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.